Hello, and welcome to the Ganru Show. I'm Golda.
And I'm Wanru.
And this is a podcast that's just like hanging out with your two best girlfriends.
In this episode, you're going to learn celebrity lifestyle hacks that actually work.
Yeah, it's kind of like Tom Cruise, but without Scientology.
Oh, it's like Jennifer Garner without Ben Affleck.
It's kind of like Idris Elba with a British accent.
But he has a British accent.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's perfect.
He's perfect.
He's perfect.
He's perfect.
He's good.
Yeah. In today's episode, you'll learn why Golda is so bad at long-range planning.
And you'll learn why Wanru is the queen of accents.
What?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes, you are.
Okay. All right. So
Let's get started. To kick things off, we are going to talk about the best thing that we learned this week, as usual. So, Wanru, what is the best thing you learned this week?
Okay, Golda, I hope you took some ginkgo biloba.
Uh-oh. Do I need my brain cells for this?
You need your brain cells for this. Because your brain is about to be blown.
Oh, no.
I have been using... I'm not sure if it's a good idea, but I've been listening to a book on CD in my car.
Wait. A book on CD, like a book on tape, but more advanced? Slightly more advanced?
It's backwards and yet advanced at the same time. It's not as advanced as streaming on your phone, but...
Do they still have books on CD?
If you go to the library like I do.
Okay.
So I decided to check out a book called Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind by a guy named Yuval Noah Harari. And he just talks about human beings. It's like a very popular book, especially among like Tim Ferriss, entrepreneurs and CEOs. And so I said, I'm going to check it out. I want to see what all this hype is about. But I ain't got no time to read like a 800-page book. So I decided to get the CDs from my library.
Okay, smart.
And I've been listening to them in the car. And my God, it requires so much concentration. But it's so worthwhile.
Okay. And by the way, I don't hate on that you listen to a book instead of read a book. I actually like that avenue of being able to listen to books. Sometimes you don't have time to be all reading books all the live long day.
No,
right?
Not all the live long day. No,
you got to jam pack this knowledge, this learning wherever you can get it.
Which is why podcasts like the Ganru Show are so great.
Did you know that Tony Robbins said that one of the secrets of his success was reading?
I believe it.
And he has read 700 books in 10 years.
Oh, geez, Louise.
That
guy.
Louise is right. He's read 700 books in 10 years.
Yeah.
And he says that is one of the secrets to his success.
Well, we will bookmark Tony Robbins because actually we're going to talk about him a little bit later in the main topic.
Okay.
But
what's Sapiens about?
So I'll tell you. But one of the great things is about listening to books on tape is just get real. I mean, if you know you're going to read a book, that's fine. But I know I'm not going to sit down and read a book. So that's why I checked out the CDs and it's been so illuminating. So there's so many gems in this. Every single chapter has a gem, meaning there's something in there that's so mind-blowing that you could dedicate like a whole book to it. But I'm just going to tell you one little thing. Okay. So we are humankind and we are called Homo sapiens, which is why the book is called Sapiens. But there were other human species that lived on the earth a long time ago that no longer exist.
Oh.
So I'm going to change your framework a little bit about how you thought about, maybe you didn't, but how I thought about human evolution. So I thought we were like in one long line. I thought we were like the iPhone 1, then the iPhone 2, and the iPhone 3, and now we're at the iPhone X, right? So I thought like the Neanderthals and all those guys.
That was it. That was the beginning.
They were like iPhone 1 and iPhone 2. And then now, guess what? We evolved from the Neanderthals. You might have heard of human-like species called Neanderthals, right?
Yes. Neanderthals or Neanderthals?
By the way, that was another thing I learned. It's pronounced Neanderthal with a hard T.
Not Neanderthal.
Exactly. It's spelled with a TH, but it's pronounced with a hard T.
Wow.
Another mind-blowing thing I learned
Wow.
while
That's
listening
new.
to this CD.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So here's the thing. Let me try to give you the cell phone analogy for human evolution.
Okay.
It's not like we're in a long line and Homo neanderthalis is our great-great-great-grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
They're like our cousins. So do you remember when cell phones started coming out and becoming really popular? There were so many different varieties.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Palm Pilot?
Oh, yeah. I had one.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember the Nokia 3310? That bar, the one that shaped like a bar. Do you remember that? The indestructible one?
Totally. Uh-huh.
Do you remember something called a T-Mobile Sidekick?
Oh, yeah. Those are great.
That flipped out?
Yeah.
Where are
That's
they
awesome.
today?
I don't know.
Gone. Gone, right? But,
Dumpster somewhere.
right. You can see that they were all kind of similar. They're all mobile devices and probably their great ancestor, the microchip, right? They have a common ancestor, which is the microchip, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So, but they went all these different avenues. The T-Mobile's like, oh, I'm going to have a flip screen.
Mm-hmm.
Palm Pilot's like, I'm going to have a keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
Motorola, I'm going to have a flip. Remember the Razor? I'm going to be super skinny. I'm going to flip open.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. I love the Razor.
Remember the Razor?
Yeah.
iPhone came out and said, I'm going to look like a brick, just a piece of glass.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everyone had a different thing, but over time, pretty much only 3 or 4 varieties of cellular phones survived. One of which is the iPhone.
Yeah.
And one which is maybe like a Samsung Galaxy or
Yeah.
that category. And maybe HTC, but that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But they can't breed with each other. You can't put like a HTC battery into an iPhone battery. I mean, they can't breed with each other.
Right. They operate very independently.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what's incorrect for us to say is that Neanderthalensis, I'll just call them the Neanderthal. I won't use the whole name.
Can we just call them Neanderthals?
Do you want to say it the right way or do you want to say it the wrong way?
I want to say it my way.
Okay, fine. You say Neanderthals and I'll say Neanderthals.
Okay.
It's wrong to say they were our great grandparents. They're more like our cousins. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
And if we're iPhone X, we have a predecessor, which was the iPhone 1, the first Homo sapiens.
Okay.
So this is what blew my mind, is at one point, maybe around 400,000 years ago, there are all these different hominid species, human-like species running around, and we never mated with each other. Very rarely. On the rare occasion, we would. But Neanderthals...
Who did they mate with?
They mated only within their groups.
Like tomatoes?
No!
I don't know.
I
I don't understand this mind.
Okay, all right. So Homo sapiens, which is our ancestors, mated with themselves. Neanderthals mated with only themselves. There's some minor interbreeding, but eventually Homo sapiens was so dominant that we just took over the earth and all the other species died out.
Oh.
There was a species of humans that lived on an island, I want to say off the coast of Australia. They were only like 3 feet tall.
Wow.
Isn't that cute?
Oh, wow.
They were pygmies.
Oh,
And they only weighed like 55 pounds and they were all 3 feet tall. So there was a species of humans.
They're like little hobbits.
Little hobbits. They were hobbits.
Oh,
but-
we were hobbits.
But no longer with us. They're gone.
What made them die out? They get like eaten or something?
So a lot of people believe that because Homo sapiens developed like not just speech. They developed many things, but they developed a more conceptual mind, like a mind that went to the next level. It's like the processor of the next level. They soon were able to formulate plans and things like that, and they might have wiped out the other human species.
So the other the species that you're talking about, what are they called? The originals?
You mean talking about
The pygmies? What are they
I
called?
forgot their name. They had a very specific name. It was but I just remember there was a pygmy species which died off.
So they were around the same time as the sapiens, the Homo sapiens.
So at this time,
Interesting.
Neanderthals were living. Homo sapiens were living. Another one called Homo erectus was living. They were all living at the same time. But we dominated and might have actually drove away our competitors.
Wow.
But Europeans actually, because there was a little bit of interbreeding,
Yeah.
Europeans actually do contain some Neanderthal blood, and 1.5 to 2% of all Europeans have Neanderthal blood in them still.
Wow. Still?
Yeah.
Wow.
Not in Africa, and not in Asia, because Neanderthals mostly lived in Europe,
Okay.
and Homo sapiens immigrated from Africa and spread across the world like a plague. So in Europe, there's a little bit of intermingling of some Neanderthals got busy with some Homo sapiens, and yeah, so their genes persist.
There's some, I see.
But for the most part, we spread across the world like an iPhone.
Wow.
Yeah, but that was in itself blew my mind. But then one last thing that blew my mind was that, because when you hear Neanderthal, what do you think of? What picture comes to your mind?
Oh, like that cover of National Geographic.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like that hologram. Like they
3D.
kind of look like what we look like now.
But
then
more,
they kind
more
of
ape-like and more definitely more
higher cheekbones.
higher cheekbone, more rugged and maybe more primitive.
Yes.
But I read that they were studying the bones of Neanderthals, and there are many instances where Neanderthals cared for members of their species that had disabilities.
Ooh.
Or they were injured. That means other Neanderthals fed and cared for them, and they lived a long time.
Wow.
So they're like caring. They're really caring, actually.
Aww.
Aww. It really changes your view of them, right?
Oh, that's lovely.
Because you can tell, because, obviously, if you have a disability or you have a broken bone or something, and you die right away, your skeleton's going to look different than if you broke a bone.
Yeah.
Then you still continue to live and your legs messed up or your arms messed up, right?
Right.
And you're an old person. Old Neanderthal, which is like 30 years old. Let's say, I mean, you've lived a long life and you still hopping around. That means someone took care of you.
Aw, that's lovely.
And then we wiped them out.
Oh, man. They're such the good-hearted species.
Good-hearted species. And we're just like the worst, which is why we prevailed. But no, we're caring also. We're also very cooperative. We've got some things going for us.
Wow. You don't really think about stuff like that.
I know.
What was it about this book that made you want to pick it up, though?
I was reading Tim Ferriss's book about his book Tool of Titans, which is about tips from other successful people, and a lot of people quoted this book. They said they liked this book. It changed the way they thought about people, and it sure made me think differently.
And what is it? How does it help? Like in today's world, where can you apply this?
I don't know.
Like, are there certain behaviors maybe that Homo sapiens and Neanderthals have that are in common, or that some of these pygmies had in common, or what was it?
I know what it is. So a lot of people, because they believe Neanderthals were very similar to us, meaning they had speech, they clearly cared for they're sick, and they could hunt.
They weren't barbarians. Just like threw their weaker members to the side.
Exactly. But I think unlike us, they couldn't understand stories and concepts. So the thing about Homo sapiens, which really helped us to go to the next level, because imagine I want to plan something with you, okay? Like a party. But in their case, it'd be like, let's capture a group of cattle. I have to explain to you a concept. Like, I'm going to stand there and I'm going to wave my arms and scare them, and you go into that opening and you stab them right from in that opening. So it's very collaborative, but it's all conceptual. Do you understand?
Yeah.
It's not like reflex, like a cow comes at you and you stab them.
I think I'm definitely more Neanderthal. Because I'm thinking I'm not very strategic.
You're not strategic. Okay, but at least
is that like latent evolution? Am I not evolving?
We need to get you tested, girl.
Yeah, because
get you
because I still have my wisdom teeth. Because apparently, I think they say that the next step in evolution, right, is that people will no longer need or have wisdom teeth.
I think we're trying to evolve out our wisdom teeth.
I think I have like 6 wisdom teeth.
We need to get you.
I'm definitely not evolved.
Genotype right now. But the thing about Homo sapiens is they could do this long-term planning and talk about concepts.
Yes.
And beliefs were very important. So they started drawing in caves and creating little totems, little figurines to things to worship, things to believe in. So we survived because we believe in something.
Versus the Neanderthals are a little bit more just kind of basic.
Yeah, they're basic.
They're basic. Basic needs.
Today,
right?
They're YOLO. Today is the day we do something and
So
that's it. It's done.
I have a question. So very important, and I'm being 100% serious, is now knowing what we know, is Paleo more Neanderthal or is it more Homo sapiens? The Paleo diet. You know the basic concept of Paleo is that you eat like our forefathers did.
Golda,
Which forefather?
I've never heard of the word paleo. Like, I've heard of paleo.
It's paleo.
Okay, first of all, I said it's Neanderthals and not Neanderthals. And I'm trying to teach you the right way. And then all of a sudden now you're saying paleo. This has turned into
It's a paleo, no? Oh, that's Pilates. You know what? I think what we're illustrating here is we're illustrating that you're Homo sapien and I'm still Neanderthal. I haven't evolved. I'm very basic.
It's a good thing because if you broke your leg, I'd just leave you behind. But if I broke my leg, you'd carry me along.
I'd care for you.
Sucker.
Totally. And then I die when I was 29 and a half.
I know, because I probably would have smashed your head in with a rock. I'm like, okay, thanks for carrying me. Smash. God, Homo sapiens is just
They're just
worst.
mean.
They're the worst.
They're the worst.
All right, so that's the best thing that I learned this week.
Interesting. I wonder, do you remember what the context of Tim Ferriss bringing this up in the first place was? Was he's trying to illustrate... Because Tim Ferriss is this 4-day work week guy, and he's this really successful entrepreneur. He has his own podcast and a ton of books, best-selling books out there.
Interviewed like 100 different entrepreneurs and successful people and asked them, what books would you recommend? And this book, Sapiens, kept coming up over and over again because I think a lot of these entrepreneurs, they just love to learn. And this is a very... interesting book. It's just like the way the information is presented. It's riveting.
Interesting. Well, I'm going to definitely check it out. Sounds really, really cool.
Yeah.
Because I'm on the cusp of evolving. I can maybe read it in 2 years' time. Because
I hope you can understand it. Being so Neanderthalific.
Squirrel. I get distracted. Awesome. Okay. Well, that's really lovely. I love that.
So what was the best thing that you learned this week, Golda?
The best thing that I learned this week actually came from you, Wanru.
Oh, I knew it. I knew she was going to
because Wanru is just a fount of knowledge.
Books on CD.
Is it fount or fountain? Or is fount just short for fountain? Anyway.
I don't know.
Okay. So what you told me was a really wonderful story about this one woman. Her name is Kim Scott. She is now... the author of a book called Radical Candor. And she used to, in her career, she used to work at a bunch of different places, one of which was Google. And at the time that she was at Google, which I looked her up on LinkedIn because I'm a stalker.
Oh.
I looked her up.
Anybody can look at her LinkedIn?
Yeah, you can go to LinkedIn and put in Kim Scott.
Dude, I thought she'd be... like next level LinkedIn. Like I thought she'd be at
like
a
no
level.
access.
Yeah, no access.
No access LinkedIn.
Premium service. Fee.
Yeah. No, you can find her on LinkedIn. But she was with Google for a number of years. I want to say maybe 4 years or so.
Wow.
And during the time that she was with Google, her boss was Sheryl Sandberg, who I believe everyone knows is the author of Lean In, a really wonderful book that's out there right now. She is the COO of Facebook.
Yep.
She used to be a high power executive at Google prior to Facebook. And anyway, she talks about, this author, Kim Scott, talks about how there was a pivotal moment when she was presenting to some very senior leaders within Google. It was a presentation that was about Google's AdSense business. And it was just a handful of folks, but really high level, powerful Googlers. Some of them being...
And Sheryl was there as well because she was working at Google at the time as well, right?
And Sheryl was her boss. So Sheryl was in this meeting, in this presentation that Kim Scott was giving. Larry Page was in that meeting. Eric Schmidt, Sergey Brin, a lot of like high level Googlers.
Larry David as well.
Larry David was not there. He
Okay.
was
Oh darn,
busy
he was busy.
finding the perfect bagel. That's a real thing. Anyway,
Okay, go ahead.
So anyways, she gave this presentation. The presentation went well. In fact, she provided such a great presentation that Larry Page actually remarked on how surprised he was with some of the information that she was able to provide. And so she left the presentation thinking that it went well, it was a success. And then what happened after that was where it got interesting. And what happened after that was that her manager, Sheryl Sandberg, took her aside and said, let's go for a walk. So they went for a walk, and Sheryl Sandberg said, how do you think it went? And Kim Scott said, yeah, really good, really good. And Sheryl Sandberg said, I have some feedback for you. And Kim was like, okay, what's your feedback? And Sheryl Sandberg then began to say, you said a lot. You said a lot. Ever since I read that, I'm now really conscious
We just so
of me saying right
we're
now.
being so careful right now.
Every time I want to say I clench.
What?
Huh?
What are you clenching?
You know Gwyneth Paltrow? What she does with Jade? That area.
Gotcha.
Okay, so she told her, you say a lot. In which case, Kim Scott said, oh, okay, that's fine. I'm
She
sure
said,
that's fine.
Okay, whatever. Is that what Kim Scott sounded like?
You're dumb. No, she
Whatever,
she,
Cheryl.
Yeah, I think what she said was, she said that, oh, that's no big deal. Everybody says a lot, so it's not a deal breaker, right? And then Sheryl Sandberg said, well, it seems like you're not understanding what I'm trying to get. I was going to say right now.
I could tell you're clenching.
I was clenching, and then one of my eye sockets started to get pulsating a little bit. Wow, this is very stressful not saying
But you sound so good, though.
But don't I sound good
You
right now?
sound great.
Okay.
Great. Okay, go ahead. Continue.
So then she said, I'm going to break it down for you that when you say, I'm going to get very honest, I don't think you understand what I'm trying to tell you. And that got her attention. And she said, when you say every other word, you sound stupid.
Ouch.
Yeah. She sounds stupid when she
Ouch.
says every other word. So even though the content of what she presented was good and was educational, the way that she said it made her, Kim Scott, look stupid, according to Sheryl Sandberg.
Right. And I believe Sheryl Sandberg.
I believe her
I believe
too.
her too, yeah.
I believe her. And I thought what I really loved about this story was, even after that fact, the learning from Kim Scott was, I could have just, or Sheryl could have just said, you said a lot, and then just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Right? And then she would have forgotten about it. But the fact that Sheryl Sandberg said, I don't think you understand what I'm trying to tell you, with that level of focus, that made her pay attention, made Kim Scott pay attention. And the fact that she said it made her sound stupid, that would get anybody's attention.
Yeah.
Right, Wanru? I mean, I feel like, so her thing was, when you're brutally honest, bluntly honest like that, you're actually doing a service for people. So I believe that was the basis of this book, Radical Candor. Was I'm kind of going off the rails here, forgetting about the thing because I'm already done with the story. So,
by the way, I really like the way you told that story because when I told Golda, I said, "Oh, Sheryl Sandberg said she was stupid." End of that story. But you really laid it out beautifully. I could picture them like walking around the Google campus.
The campus,
and stuff.
Spring day, maybe. That's how I imagine it.
Yeah.
Yeah, people bicycling around in their Google bicycles.
Exactly. I love this story for so many reasons.
Yeah.
This story was all told from Kim's perspective, by the way.
Right.
So Sheryl never openly said that she called another woman stupid.
Yes.
But Kim's take on it was,
I believe it. She's a badass. She
Cheryl.
don't care. She call anybody stupid.
Exactly. But the thing about Cheryl is she saw another woman
Yes.
in a very male-dominated field, and she said, I want to take her aside and I'm going to guide her and mentor her.
Yeah.
Because it's hard enough to succeed in such a competitive world.
Yeah.
But I see another woman and I have insight on how to succeed in this environment.
Yeah.
And she shared it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was number one, the most amazing thing. The second most amazing thing is that she saw that her message wasn't getting through and she used radical candor.
Mm-hmm.
She used truth to drive home the point, to try to help somebody.
Yeah.
And just the time she invested in another woman, right? Isn't it amazing?
She could have just ignored it.
Yeah.
And, Kim could have just rested on the laurels of the success of that particular presentation and never had been aware of this particular thing that she does that maybe had been a detriment to her in the past and she would never have known about it, or maybe in the future. One of the things that I did too, as I was Googling her and LinkedIn stalking her, is prior to being at Google, she was a high power level executive. She was CEO of several of her own companies. Mm-hmm. She worked at a lot of other companies as a VP of business development. And I'm only imagining how often she may have come across and said and all these things during her time. And no one said anything.
No one said anything to her.
No one said a word.
Oh my gosh.
Right? Or maybe they did, but they said it in a nice way.
Mm-hmm. And this kind of goes back to something I said before, which was my teacher said to throw the ladder down to somebody else, right? So when
Tony Robbins again said that, right?
Did he say that?
Isn't he the one? Isn't that the name of your teacher?
This is my improv coach.
Yeah, Tony Robbins. Oh no, Daniel Robbins.
Daniel Robbins. That's right.
Daniel
Robbins.
Robbins.
I even forgot the name of
Banana Hands.
So Daniel Robbins said, throw that ladder down.
Yes.
When you're at a certain level, when you've climbed a little bit up those rungs, throw the ladder down to somebody.
Yes.
And that's what Cheryl did. She took time out of her busy day to help another woman. And that's actually another thing I want to talk about, which is you should help everybody. Okay. I mean, whoever needs help, you should help them. Just be generous.
Yeah.
But I think women are in a unique position nowadays when they're leader to help other women.
Yes.
Because me and Golda were talking about this. It may be uncomfortable for a man to start mentoring a younger woman. Like, he may not do that because of many reasons.
Yeah.
But a woman helping out another woman, especially when in a higher position, would actually be wonderful. It'd be great for all the entire company, but for the development of a person.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that where I admire Sheryl Sandberg, one of the things that I remember from that book, and again, I did not read the book. I listened to it.
Oh, you did?
I listened to it on Audible.
Oh, nice.
On Audible.
Yeah.
It was really good. I think I did it every day for about a week and a half. And one of the things that she said was that I have a responsibility to uplift people within my organization, and specifically women within the organization. So it was nice to see this example from somebody else's perspective of how she was able to do that. I mean, this woman, Kim Scott, has since opened up a whole business based on radical candor.
Right.
And she had said that one of the things that Sheryl Sandberg really gave her was this concept, this notion of a really wonderful, effective boss can be simultaneously someone who shows that they personally care about you and that they challenge their employees directly. So by saying that to her, she challenged her. Yeah. So subsequent to that happening, I believe Sheryl Sandberg hired or offered to hire a presentation coach or a communication speech coach, which she took her up on, and the rest is history.
Exactly. She didn't say, you're stupid. Good luck. She said, you
cry into your pillow later.
Exactly. She said, I advise you get a speech coach. And only when she's like, yeah, I got it. Okay. Then she goes, no, you sound stupid. Hire a speech coach. And good on Kim. Yeah. Because it's a painful and it took her a couple days, I think, to process this. She took a very painful comment and she turned it into a business now.
Yeah. A very successful business at that.
So in the spirit of radical candor,
Yes.
Golda, I'm going to tell you right now.
Yeah.
When you say paleo,
Yeah.
it makes you sound pretentious. I'm sorry. I know it's painful to hear, but no other woman's going to tell you this. No one says paleo.
I appreciate that. It's like that one time that you told me that I had, in order to be safe, that I should probably put my car in the garage instead of leaving it out overnight just to be safe. So I appreciate that, Wanru.
Well, safety first.
Yeah.
Take the lift. Park in the garage. Garage?
The garage.
Garage.
It's the garage.
It's all part of the process of being a safe person.
Indeed.
And that was the best thing you learned this weekend.
The best thing that our Homo sapien brain. By the way, I'm the pretentious one. Homo sapien. Who reads a book about Homo sapiens? I pick up People magazine. That's all there is to it.
Only a Homo sapien with no Neanderthal blood would be interested in learning about the genealogy of Homo sapiens.
By the way,
That's why the book is called Sapiens, not
Neanderthal.
Neanderthals. Yeah.
you pronounce the H, it's America. Okay.
Okay, that was the best thing that
We
we learned
learned
this
this
week. I'm so excited for our main segment, Celebrity Lifestyle Hacks That Actually Work. Golda, you got some good hacks for us?
I do. And I will say that a majority of the hacks that I'm going to share with you are going to be beauty in nature.
That's fine.
Beauty in nature for both men and women,
Fantastic.
mind you. And the first one that I would like to share with you is something that maybe a couple of you have already heard of, but what the hell? I'm going to go ahead and say it anyway.
Let's revisit it.
Because it's really actually very effective. And that is that hemorrhoid cream.
Oh, here we go.
Hemorrhoid cream, like Preparation H, for example,
Okay.
is used by a lot of celebrities to help them decrease the puffiness under their eyes.
Have you tried this out for yourself?
Not recently because I don't have puffy eyes, but when I did try it. And actually, it does help. It does help.
It got rid of the puffiness?
Yeah, so what it's supposed to do is it restricts your blood vessels and it helps to reduce any sort of redness as well. And it's an anti-inflammatory because, what you use Preparation H for, in case you don't know, is if when you have the roids.
Which is on your butt.
Right. Similar to how we call Homo sapiens sapiens, I'm just going to call hemorrhoids roids.
Because it's so common knowledge.
Yes.
Everyone should know
Yes.
what you mean by that.
So when one has the roids, you would normally, once you stop saying ow, get yourself to a supermarket or a drugstore, pick up a cream, this hemorrhoid cream. Preparation H is a popular one. And the premise is that Preparation H is an anti-inflammatory that will help reduce the roidness, right? So if you put that under your eyes, if you have puffy eyes, it helps with the puffy eyes situation. And the only caveat to this is you can't put Preparation H or hemorrhoid cream under your eyes every day.
Oh, this is good to that, man. That's important information.
This is a cautionary tale.
Why? What happens?
To not put Preparation H under your eyes. Well, number one, it dries it out a lot. And so the skin...
Which is what you want for roids, but not for under your eye.
under your eyes.
Yeah.
You don't want to look like Boris Karloff. With the sallow eyes.
The guy who played
The
Dracula?
the guy that played like the zombie or Frankenstein, like an early version, and he had really sallow eyes. Is that right? Sallow? Is it sallow?
Shallow or sallow?
I
Like
think
yellow?
It's sallow, isn't it? Help us out here, citizens. I think it just means that it just looks like a cavernous cave. your eyes.
For emergencies, like if you really need to look awake for a wedding or
a reunion, maybe like if you're going to go to your 10, 20, 50-year reunion, whatever, I would definitely recommend doing that. Just don't do it every day. Now, upon looking at this particular hack, I did happen upon another hack that helps with generally just puffiness in general.
By the way, who uses the hemorrhoid cream hack? I need to know which celebrities back this.
I'm so glad you asked that. One of my favorite actors of all time, Sandra Bullock, no less.
No.
Who looks amazing and fabulous.
At like 50 something, yeah.
She knows something.
Okay.
I think she knows something about this.
Okay.
So she uses it. Kim Kardashian.
Man.
Yeah. Say what you will about her, but she looks fabulous.
Her under eyes are amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, so those two for sure that I've seen in accounts. And then another thing that I would say is Miss Kate Winslet of Titanic fame.
She uses it too?
Yes. Kate Winslet actually has stepped it up. And what she does is when in her bedroom, she keeps the temperatures really, really low.
Okay.
For general puffiness.
Oh.
So when she's feeling puffy, she just cranks up the AC, I guess. And it helps her decrease her puffiness.
Oh.
So if that's true.
Whoa, wait, hold on. Okay, yeah, if this is true.
If this is true, then maybe like there's no fat North Poleans. Is that right?
Do Eskimos not have under eye bags?
Isn't it puffy? Is puffy the same as fat? Anyway, so
by the way, use all of these tips at your own risk.
Yes.
We're not taking responsibility. And just because they're celebrities doesn't mean they're
that they know what the hell they're doing.
But it's just kind of
and neither do we, for that matter.
Really, it's just fascinating to kind of dive into their world a little bit. Okay,
yeah.
all
But
right.
there's no real danger unless you have some freakish sort of allergy to hemorrhoid cream or coldness, right? So that was my first one. And then sort of dovetailing on that, there is also a really wonderful hack that I know for a fact works.
So you've actually tried this one.
I've done this. I haven't done it recently because I'm just lazy, but it really, really does work. And that is a bowl of ice cold water, like in those baking bowls, where you put baking batter, like those aluminum bowls or a glass Pyrex bowl.
Yeah.
Like fill it with ice cubes and water. Okay. Then you dunk your face in that water.
Yes.
For 20 seconds.
Oh, wow. I was getting ready for 20 minutes. 20 seconds.
20 at least.
Okay.
At least 20 seconds. Did you ever watch that movie, Mommy Dearest, with Faye Dunaway, where she played Joan Crawford? Did you ever see that movie?
No.
Okay. So Joan Crawford, who was one of our golden era screen superstars, was known for her skin and her beauty and all these things. Even as she got older, she was able to really look really fantastic. And one of her beauty secrets was this ice cold water that she would dunk her face in every day. In
20
order
seconds.
And so I believe what it does is it helps so that your pores look smaller. So you look flawless. You have this flawless complexion. And also it has something to do too with just general circulation and redness as well. So some of the other folks who use this particular hack that I read about were Kate Hudson, who has fantastic skin, right?
Yeah, she sure does.
Kate Hudson, Kate Moss.
Whoa, okay.
Okay. And then
Kate Moss.
you were very enthusiastic about Kate Hudson. And then when I said,
considering that Kate Moss is a known drug abuser and she smokes like a freaking chimney, she could look worse.
True that.
She could look worse.
True
so maybe
that.
there's something that these ice cubes are helping her
maybe
to
she
maintain.
looks. Yeah, exactly. And then Carly Kloss, who I believe is a model.
Right. Okay. There you go. She looks great.
Yeah. So she looks really, really awesome. So that was a really good one, and I've done this one, and I know that's a really great thing to do for your just general well-being and beauty. And haven't you ever heard about these people who take they go into a steam room?
Oh, I'm about to talk about a person like that. But yeah,
okay,
they go into
okay.
steam room and they go into like an ice bath.
Yeah, this is kind of like an abbreviated version of that
Concentrating on your face.
because that's all that matters. That's all that matters, right?
So Golda, you've done this face
yeah,
dunk.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
how did it feel?
It's really cold.
It's really cold.
It's really cold, and you're gonna be like, when you first do it, but after it's done, after you pat yourself dry,
My God.
you will look good, girl.
Did you hold it for the whole 20 seconds?
Something like that. The longer, the better. And also, you can do it multiple times. Just don't do it all the time, or you're gonna get like frostbitten. So like once or twice or so in one sitting, I would say. But they say minimally one sitting, 20 seconds.
Oh, so I've heard that if you recite the alphabet, it's around 20 seconds. So
Is that right?
you can dunk your face and go. You get the idea.
So when you sing it, it's 20 seconds, or when you just say it?
I think when you sing it, you guys try it at home and
Oh.
let us know if this works.
Seems long, like it would be longer, but
It
okay.
might be, yeah. I've
Okay.
heard that you're supposed to wash your hands and not with the water running, but like, foam up your hands and get them wet and then turn off the water and then scrub your hands and sing the alphabet.
Oh, so you're supposed to wash your hands for 20 seconds?
Yeah.
Oh.
But I'm not about to do any surgery, so I think I'm okay if I just give it a good scrub.
You
But
can't just
just
can't just like spritz the soap, go under the water, and then the majority of the soap falls off before you scrub your hands.
and then
You
wipe
can't just
it,
do this
and then wipe it on your pants and then just walk out
off your dirty pants.
of your dirty pants. Not recommended.
Germaphobe much? Yeah, that's me.
But that's great. That's
Yeah.
a great.
So
tip.
that was that one, and then I also had the third beauty hack that I hear works, but I have to admit I have not done this myself. And this is a beauty hack that Snooki
Oh.
from Jersey Shore uses.
Oh
Do you know what I'm going to say?
That is,
So what she said, apparently she was on Conan O'Brien not too long ago, and she said that one of her favorite beauty hacks is she takes cat litter and she
Ew.
uses it as an all over body exfoliator.
Oh, God. I knew she was gonna have some weird hack.
Well,
Oh man.
Now look, see, so cat litter is, from what I understand, is a majority. It's sterile, so that's good.
So she's using clean cat
Yeah,
litter.
she's not
Let's
using
just
used.
reiterate.
She's not using used
Not
cat litter,
use cat litter,
right?
okay?
And cat litter has clay in it, right, to absorb odors, bacteria, things like that.
but cat litter is so scratchy. It's like gravel, and you're gonna rub that all over your body.
Yeah, I guess. Or maybe when you put it with some water, it maybe softens it up a little bit. But I apparently she does this. She's got pretty good skin, actually.
Oh my God.
Who knows? I've not tried this. I've not tried this.
Yeah, do this at your own risk.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you. You have
Or
a
that
cat.
your cat will like come up to you and just start doing their business all
all
over
over
you.
you.
That would be bad. Side effect.
Okay.
She didn't talk about that. That probably is what happened.
So those were your 3 beauty hacks.
I have so many more, but if there's time, I'll tell you more. But I want to hear about yours. What are your celebrity lifestyle hacks?
So of those 3 so far, the
Yes.
only one I would do is the ice face plunge.
Okay, that's a good one to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because it's endorsed by one of the celebrities.
By Joan Crawford.
by Joan Crawford. And actually,
No wire hangers. Ooh,
Is that a
thank you.
scene?
It is from Mommy Dearest, played by Faye Dunaway. I believe she won the Oscar for that. For that scene.
Wow.
That is a scene they're going to play in her in memoriam.
I believe it.
It's so good.
I've never seen the movie, but just seeing you doing it
It's
right
really
now,
good.
it seems like it would be legit.
Yeah. So what's
Okay.
yours, Wanru?
So this ties into the celebrity I've chosen to talk about,
Okay.
which is much better than a Snooki type celebrity. Here's a person you might want to actually model your life afterwards.
Oh, that's so Neanderthal.
You mean Homo sapien?
Paleo.
Paleo. Okay, so it's actually Tony Robbins.
Ah,
Lifestyle banana
the
hands.
banana hands.
That's the person that Golda keeps calling banana hands. Okay, so
I heard that. I think from Jack Black said it in like Shallow Hal. Just never
Yeah.
forgot it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But he's By the way, he was great in Shallow Hal. He's funny.
Good. He was funny.
He was good.
He's funny.
And he's also a multimillionaire, and he's also a great inspirational speaker.
Yeah.
And actually, a lot of entrepreneurs actually think Tony Robbins has been really helpful to them.
Good.
So this is his morning routine. I'll just go through it really quick, and you tell me if you feel like it's something that might be good. Okay. It only takes 30 minutes, but he does it every day. He wakes up. And he only sleeps between 3 to 5 hours a day.
Ooh.
I don't recommend that.
Yeah.
But he swears that by doing this morning routine, it gives him enough energy for the rest of the day. Number 1, he does a intense breathing exercise for 1 minute. He's a special series of breaths that he takes to invigorate and oxygenate his whole body.
Okay.
Then he expresses gratitude for 3 minutes. Then he sends energy throughout his whole body. He calls it experiencing connection, 3 minutes.
What is that? Say that again.
He sends light and energy throughout his whole body using visualization.
Oh.
He calls it experiencing connection for 3 minutes.
Okay.
Then he visualizes success for that day, 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Then he does a 15-minute intense workout. He has some like weird equipment that like gives you a whole body workout in a short amount of time. Only 15 minutes he exercises. Then the last thing is he goes in a sauna, like a really hot sauna. Then he plunges into an ice cold river. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That only takes him 5 minutes.
He lives near a river then.
Yeah, he does. And if not, then I think he probably uses some kind of bath or something, or he jumps into the pool.
Yeah, maybe the pool.
Yeah, the pool. And then the last thing is he goes on one of those inversion machines that make you hang by your ankles.
Sure.
2 minutes, and he's ready for his 16-hour workday.
Wow.
Should I go over those steps again?
No.
You're like, I'm tired. I'm tired.
I need a nap.
He's 30 minutes already tired us out for the whole day. So, really quick. Breathing exercise.
Breathing, yeah.
Express gratitude.
I'm writing
Experience
this down.
connection. That's the whole energy sending thing. Visualize success. Intense workout. Sauna to cold plunge. Lastly, hanging upside down by his ankles for 2 minutes.
Okay.
I think those are all. If you did one of these things, you're in good shape.
Have you done any of these things?
I have done, not every day. I've done breathing exercises. I've done meditations. I've done expressing gratitude. I exercise for 15 minutes, but it's not very intense. But I do that every day. Like I'll be like, okay, time to exercise. Here I go. I might do some some squats, crunches. It's not intense, but I do some sort of physical wind down every day, 15 minutes. I do that actually.
It's good.
I have done. I've done the hot tub, jumping into ice cold pool and jumping back and forth, but I've only done that like once in my life. I've never hung upside down. Yeah,
I have.
Yeah, what'd you think?
Oh, why do you sound so shocked? It is physically possible.
Physically possible. Paleo. Okay.
I have a college degree.
Okay, tell me what happened.
Okay. Oh no, it's an inversion table. So the thought behind inversion tables is to, your vertebrae, if it's too compressed, that's bad for you.
Right.
So inversion tables tend to help kind of stretch it out a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it help?
Yeah. Yeah, it does. You have to do it correctly, and you can't do it all at once. You have to gradually do it. So, versus like if this is you, like flat, like what is this angle called? This is just like you're just perpendicular to the floor, for example.
You're horizontal.
Yes. Horizontal. Homo sapiens, I'm still a Neanderthal. Okay. So, and then what I do is I started slow. I don't think I've ever 100% been inverted.
You would just lift your feet up little angles at a time,
yeah,
and raise your feet up, and then put your head towards the ground at higher angles.
Yeah. And I think it helps, like, just in terms of just circulation and getting the blood flowing too. It sounds like a lot of this is about getting circulation, blood flow, getting your body, your instrument in a space to be able to conquer the day.
Yeah.
Right? physically, mentally, all of those things he's attacking, right? Those are the strategies there. How long is all of this supposed to be for?
30 minutes.
30 minutes?
That's the
Sounds long.
I think
Sounds like that's like a spa day.
girl.
It's like Burke Williams
do you
right
know,
here.
it takes me 30 minutes to like drink coffee and go number 2 in the morning.
It takes you 30 minutes?
Yeah, because my body has to wake up. And
Do you need some preparation, H?
I don't need that, but I might need some other assistive.
Other assistants?
Another assistive. Maybe
Some
I
smooth move.
I need some fiber supplements. No, but my
30
intestines
minutes.
need to wake up. I'm not on the toilet for 30 minutes, but
Okay.
but I need to get that urge going.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So I have to wake up, drink tea, and then communicate with my body like, wake up, it's time.
Mm-hmm.
And the meanwhile, this guy's done like every single thing that you can possibly do to your body. He's already done it. He's already hung upside down by his feet.
Wow. He must know something. The breathing exercise I definitely get. Have you ever heard about this concept of breathing? Maybe this is a type of meditation where when you breathe in, you mentally think to yourself, I love myself.
Aww.
And then when you breathe out, you think about the people that you want to send love to.
Oh,
have you ever heard about that?
Oh, wow.
So that gives you motivation to breathe in and also to breathe out correctly because you're more mindful of sending this positive energy, right?
Okay, why don't you walk me through just one cycle of this? You'll be like a meditation.
I'd be like coaching Tony Robbins.
Yeah, okay.
Call me.
Okay,
I'll teach you how to breathe, yo.
I'll be Tony. All right, Golda, I'm ready. Give me my meditation here.
So what I like to do, how is this music for you? Is the music okay? Jingle,
Let's hurry up. I only got 30 minutes. Let's go.
Okay. All right. I understand
I
and
will
respect
smack
that.
you with my large hands if we delay any longer.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to take a deep breath in. And when we do take that deep breath in, what we're going to think about is we're going to think about ourselves as a 2-year-old Tony Robbins. So let's go ahead and breathe in your 2-year-old. And then keep it in for a little bit. Keep it in. And when you exhale, you're going to release love to your wife. Ready? And breathe love to your wife. Okay, again, breathe in Tony Robbins, 2-year-old. I love the 2-year-old Tony Robbins. And this time when you breathe out that you love your coworker.
Actually, I feel great.
Doesn't that
feels
feel
great.
good?
You know, I'm not gonna lie.
Does it feel
I
good?
can't even play Tony Robbins right now because Tony Robbins is I'm too chill to even imitate Tony Robbins.
Yeah.
I feel really chill.
Isn't that nice though to kind of frame it in that way where when you breathe out that it's for someone?
Yeah.
And then when you breathe in, it's for you. So there's that symbiotic kind of relationship, but also that you're putting forth some good energy in the world. That's kind of nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
I read something like that somewhere.
Is
I don't know
that from
where.
a celebrity?
I don't think so. It's from me.
Okay, great. Well, it's one of the best hacks I've heard.
Podcast celebrity.
This is one of the best hacks I've heard
Yes.
so far.
Wonderful.
So that's Tony Robbins' 30-minute routine.
Wow. Does a lot in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So what other hacks you got for us?
Oh, you don't want to share your second hack?
Oh, let's hear some of yours, and then I'll go back to the last one.
Mine are a little bit more, as I mentioned, more beauty oriented.
Okay.
So you've heard of using chapstick or Wet n Wild lip gloss.
Yes.
Whenever your lips feel particularly dry. Like, what do you use on your lips when your lips feel dry?
Burt's Bees. Burt's Bees is my go-to. I love Burt's Bees chapstick.
Okay. So for me, what I use is Vaseline.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Too. Yeah.
I use Vaseline. I love Vaseline. I'm constantly putting Vaseline on. I know a lot of folks use chapstick, like the actual, what is it? It's actually called chapstick,
It's called
right?
chapstick, yeah.
And so what I learned from the actor Margot Robbie.
Oh,
Do you know Margot Robbie? Gorgeous
Australian woman.
very talented.
Mm-hmm.
She, instead of using lip balm, which she believes is actually giving yourself unnecessary additives to your lips, and that the more that you use like lip balm, your you're really just continuing to dry out your lips. You're not really healing anything, right?
By the way, I contest this, and I have a story, but let's hear Margot's version first.
So what she uses instead of lip balm is she uses this product called Bepanthen, which is a cream used to heal nipple chafing.
How do you spell it?
Bepanthen.
Okay.
Bepanthen.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's in there? Vaseline and chapstick.
Well, it's supposed to be all natural ingredients, and they also use you can also use this cream to help with diaper rash.
Cool.
So it's more of a healing agent than just something you slap on because your lips feel dry. The understanding from her is that if your lips are dry, something's going on. Your lips must be damaged in some respect or facing some damage. So by putting this cream on, you're essentially trying to heal your lips.
My lips are damaged because I didn't put chapstick on. If I put chapstick on it, the damage would be corrected. And how come all your hacks are related to taking something from the butt area and putting on your face area?
I don't know. Oral fixation? What? I don't know. It's just a coincidence.
I can't wait to hear the rest of these hacks that you're gonna. If there are any more,
okay. So sorry.
Yeah.
So one of the things. Well, maybe here's my aha moment.
Okay.
Maybe the thing is that all of these things that are helping to heal your butt actually will heal the world.
Heal the world? Why would they heal the world?
Nobody looks to the butt, right? But maybe the things that are helping to heal your butt will heal other things.
I don't understand why the butt. We should look to the butt to heal. I don't know, but okay,
Yeah.
so she recommends this nipple anti-chafing cream.
Yes. For instead of chapstick or Burt's Bees or Vaseline even, it's a healing agent. That's her mentality.
All right, keep going, and I'm gonna look up right now what's in this stuff. But go ahead, keep going.
It's called Bepanthen.
Okay.
Bepanthen. All right. So
let's hear it.
the other thing that I will say that I used to do when I was a lot younger, not so much now, but a way to moisturize your hair instead of using your normal shampoo and conditioner. What you can use to moisturize your hair. Mayonnaise.
Okay, this I actually have heard. I have heard this before.
Mayonnaise is chock full of oil and really great protein in there that helps you. So you lather it on in the bathtub, and then you let it sit for about 15 minutes, and then you wash it off, and you wash your hair normally with shampoo, and your hair will be nice and luxurious. And the folks that actually do this that I read about was Salma Hayek, who has beautiful
her
hair,
so shiny,
beautiful hair, and Blake Lively,
wow,
who has that blonde mane. It's just so beautiful and
thick, shiny hair.
Yeah, very healthy looking.
You know what? I'm willing to try this.
I've done that.
Oh, does it work?
Yeah, not recently, but I have. It's really, really good.
So you know what? We should take that hack that you mentioned the other day about putting apple cider vinegar on your scalp.
Yeah.
And then if you put mayonnaise on the ends, you have like a salad dressing like right in your own head.
Yes. You're all set.
Get some lettuce and
you're ready to rock. You're off to the races.
Put some cucumbers on your eyes.
In your eyes? Yeah. Well, there you go.
Well, I believe it.
Yeah.
I would like to try it myself, actually. I mean, it's full of oil and eggs, and those are both good things for your hair.
And I will say that it's also very relatively inexpensive.
True.
This is not going to break the bank here, folks.
No joke. My friend Carol was eating at a restaurant, and this waitress was carrying a huge bowl of garlic aioli.
Oh.
I don't know why. This is like a
Applebee's? Is it at Applebee's?
No, it was not. No, we will not name the restaurant.
Okay.
But it's like a Mr. Bean sketch. Like, why would someone walk around with a big bowl of garlic aioli open? Like, where are they going?
Yeah. What are they going to do with it?
What are they going to do with it? We will never know. All we know, and for those of you at home who don't know what garlic aioli is, it's just mayonnaise.
With garlic in it.
With garlic in it.
Okay.
So this waitress is walking around with a big bowl of garlic aioli, and she literally dumps it on my friend's head all the way down. into
Oh my
like,
gosh.
covered.
Wow.
Okay, and my friend was a good sport.
Okay.
She went to the bathroom and she washed it off the best she could, but she said her hair was just like plastered to her head, like something about Mary, you know, where it's like it's stiff and it's plastered.
Was it real mayonnaise?
It was.
Because it's not supposed to do that, I think.
But then she went home and she actually shampooed her hair.
Okay.
And afterwards it was soft.
See?
Very soft.
See?
Nourished and conditioned.
Wow. So it was a blessing in disguise. This accident. Wow. See? Mayonnaise actually does work. It does. I've done it and it's good. And it's so cheap to try. So just go ahead and go into your refrigerator.
It's worth a shot.
Bust it out. Put the mayonnaise on. See what happens.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, what's your next one, Wanru?
Okay, so mine are all grouped around a person. So
Okay.
Tony Robbins was the first celebrity. The second celebrity is Warren Buffett.
Oh,
He-
the gajillionaire Warren Buffett.
Yeah, he's a investor.
Okay,
And-
so he knows something. He knows something about something.
Yeah. He knows a lot.
Yeah,
But
smart guy.
he was asked to give advice on careers.
Mm.
And I actually think this is even better than career advice. I think this is life advice.
Oh, I can't wait. What did he say?
He says, get a piece of paper, write down the 25, you don't have to do it right now, but
Oh.
write the 25 most important things to you in your life that you want to accomplish.
Yeah.
Okay, it could be for your business. I just did my whole life, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And after that, you're just going to pick the top 5. You're going to rank them in order. Pick the top 5 and just get rid of the rest. Number 6 through 20,
Forget about
forget about it. 6 through
Mm.
25, forget about them.
it. Mm.
He says he wants you to focus on number 1 through 5 only. And what you're going to do is you're going to work on 1 until it's done. Then you move on to number 2. Then you move on to number 3. He does not recommend multitasking.
Ooh.
He likes to do only 1 or 2 things, very focused, with a lot of energy. And then the other stuff, he kind of it will move up eventually. When you clear the list, things are going to move up.
Mm-hmm.
But he says the problem with us is we're torn in so many different directions. We're trying to do 10 things and we're doing them all poorly.
Right.
So if you prioritize, I'm only going to work on 1 thing. And when that thing is taken care of or it's pretty much on autopilot,
Mm-hmm.
I can bump up number 2
Mm-hmm.
and I can bump up number 3, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then that way you actually work through the list instead of trying to work on everything at the same time and getting nowhere.
So when you come up with this list, you should also prioritize this list as well. So not just come up with the things, but be able to
Yes.
prioritize.
Sorry, I forgot. I should clarify. You write down 25 goals or things you want to work on.
Mm-hmm.
You rank them 1 through 25. And then 6 through 25,
Get
put
rid
it
of
aside.
Chuck it.
Put it aside.
Mm-hmm.
And you're only going to work on 1 through 5, ideally starting with number 1 and really working on that until you're satisfied with that and then go to number 2.
What happens when you get so good at knocking things off this list where you're done? Does that ever happen? Where
My
like 1
God.
through 5, you're done. Then can you go to number 6?
That's what he means. He
Oh,
says,
okay. So
then
just
continue.
put it to the side.
Yeah.
So don't chuck it. Just don't pay as much
Correct,
attention to
correct.
it.
And,
I see.
and naturally, as you begin to knock things off the list, number 1 through 5, you can replace them with the lower item things on your list. Yeah.
I see.
So I'll give you a very
Okay.
good example. Like, for example, for me, one of my goals is I would like to make enough money to support my family, like a really comfortable amount. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's going to be on my top 5.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got other things on there like
Like what?
be fluent in Mandarin Chinese,
Oh.
have a beautifully decorated and minimalistic home,
Okay. Yep.
achieve aerial expertise, in
Mm-hmm.
aerial silks, things like that. Those are like, I mean, those would be fun,
Mm-hmm.
but you could imagine since I'm like you said, I'm like a Labrador retriever. I'm like, oh, everything's so sparkly and fun.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't know where to put my energy. And I go, no, what are my goals? These are my top 5. I'm going to work on those. When I have extra time, I'll do my aerial or I'll do Mandarin. But I realized you're right. Learning Mandarin could be a lifelong pursuit or like a solid 1-year pursuit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have time to work on it when I'm working on these other 5 more important things. Right?
Right.
So I've put the having a beautifully decorated and minimalistic home on the side,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to work on my other things.
And what I also envision with this particular lifestyle hack is how you can marry it with other kinds of hacks that might actually help you achieve these 5 things faster.
Whoa, like what?
I have an idea.
What?
Okay, so Warren Buffett says take your top 25, narrow it down to your top 5, and work at those top 5 sequentially, not at the same time. So maybe what would help is the other lifestyle hack that is called The Secret. Or the other lifestyle hack by Oprah Winfrey called The Vision Board.
Oh, is this one of your hacks? One of your celebrity hacks?
I just thought of it just now.
Okay,
You're
so tell me about
striking
that.
a memory. So I think like for example, if you get your top 5 things that you want to accomplish, just so that it stays front of mind, what a vision board approach says is to get a bulletin board or your refrigerator or any space on a wall, right? And have it in a visible place that you will see all the time, and put pictures that will remind you of those goals or those things that you want.
Yes.
Because your mind is a very powerful thing and has a way of manifesting those things if it's reminded of those things.
Right.
Right. So if you maybe sort of a complement to what you're trying to achieve using Warren Buffett's approach is maybe a vision board. What do you think that? Have you ever done a vision board?
I haven't. I did one on Pinterest, which I recommend as well. You can select images from Pinterest to create a virtual vision board.
Yeah.
I think having a physical vision board would be nice.
Yeah. I mean, I think what some people have done just so that they don't forget, because life seems to just move at a breakneck speed and you tend to lose sight of some things, is they put it in places that they will see every single day. So that being their bathroom mirror, that being the wall next to the door that they go in and out of their house, that being their refrigerator door, or anywhere that they frequent, in their car, right? Things like that. On a notebook that they use all the time, on their phone. But yeah, virtual is good. The only issue with the virtual is that you're not always going to be tapping on Pinterest.
Very true.
Every day. Maybe you will, but maybe not. Versus having something tangible that you can see every single day.
Yeah, that's great.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
and Tony Robbins does a version of this because he does the mental visualization. But Tony Robbins is very advanced.
Yeah.
So for us,
he doesn't need no cut and paste magazine pictures.
No collage for Tony Robbins. But that's a great supplement. Another lifestyle hack. Yeah, that's great.
Okay. Yeah.
That's it for me. Tony Robbins and Warren Buffett. Man, if I could achieve the levels these two men have had.
Yeah. I like that yours is about life and mine is more vanity.
Hey, you know what?
Whatever works, man.
You know what they say, just look good doing it.
Yeah.
Whatever you're doing, look good doing it,
It's
right?
about form, not function. That's what I always say.
Was that the end of all your celebrity
That
life?
was it. That was it. I have so many other little sort of little nuggets, but I loved the Warren Buffett approach. I think I'm going to start using that actually.
Yeah.
Because I have a tendency to kind of do multiple things at the same time.
Me too. Everybody does. We're a multitasking culture.
Yeah, so that's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna list my top 25, then narrow it down to my top 5. And then I think that there's also something to be said about the ability to prioritize those top 5 things, right?
Because trust me, what I did was, it's kind of in line with the visualization board. I have a little post-it note. I have a little post-it at work.
Yeah.
And I drew symbols of the things that I wanted. So like for money, I drew a little money sign, right? Things like that. So I have 5 little icons so that I understand what they are, but nobody would know what the hell they are because it's just little icons. And I put it right on my monitor. So as I'm
see it every day.
I see it every day. Those are my little mental reminders, just little symbols that I've written for myself. And so when I'm goofing off or just screwing around, I look at that note and I go, is what I'm doing now serving those 5 things? No, it's not. 90% of the time, no, it's not. And then when you don't feel like doing something, you're like, oh, I don't feel like doing that right now. You go, oh, well, does it serve my 5 goals? It sure does. Then you get a little boost of motivation to do it.
Well, now, so these goals don't necessarily have to be tangible things, right? It could be a state of being. too, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
So for some people it might be, I want to own a home in the suburbs. I want a job. I want to be, own my own business.
Yes.
But what if one of your goals is, I want to have peace of mind?
Totally. Right. So
you can do that too on this
you
list.
can definitely have that on the list, like meaning I want to be calm and centered. So the things that you choose to do, you go, does it bring me closer to being calm and centered? Like if I take this meditation class, it will bring me closer, right? If I book some vacation time for myself, it'll probably bring me closer. So you know whether your steps are taking you closer to your goals or taking them in an aimless direction. Because it's mostly what we do is our actions are without purpose or direction sometimes.
Gotcha. Now, what do you think about this concept? And does this fall within the lines of what Warren Buffett's saying? Because one of the things that I have heard is another different approach is to come up with these goals, but almost come up with goals that are really audacious and big.
Oh, like what?
So not, don't stay in your lane, like get out of the lane, like think big. Right?
Yeah.
So think of, this is how I've heard this term. It's a big, hairy, audacious goal. I think it's a Jim Collins term. But basically, I'm just borrowing that particular adjectives. But basically, the thought is, think of something really, really, really big. Like I'm going to earn $10 million in my lifetime. Like think about that. Something that broad and that big. Let's just say 10 million.
Yeah.
In your pursuit of trying to get that $10 million, so many other things will happen.
True.
So you will be open to so many things. You will accomplish so many other things that maybe you did not have the imagination at the time to even conjure up for yourself.
Right.
Right. So that's the benefit of having that big, hairy, audacious goal, or that thinking big mentality, that there's so many other things that will happen underneath that as a result of your pursuit of that.
So you're saying for the top 5 things you want to do, should they be really, really big? Is that your question?
Yeah, like should you just exactly. Should you just aim big?
I'm going to put on my Warren Buffett thinking cap. And Warren Buffett used this in terms of running a business. So I would imagine they are more task oriented and more, how should I say, manageable goals.
I see.
I would say he would say, for example, the $10 million one. Okay. Top 5, maybe for someone just starting, would be, I want to save $5,000 in my bank account. I want to, number 2 should be, I don't want to have any debt on my credit cards. Number 3. So I think if I'm going to be Warren Buffett, because him and I, we're of the same mind, clearly.
You guys do paleo together.
right. We both
paleo
Pilates together. I would
Pilates.
I have a feeling he would say, break it down into more actionable items.
Yeah.
Once you do those top 5, you're already in great shape to take you to your next goal.
Interesting.
So if you've already saved $5,000 and you've paid off your credit card debt, you're that much closer to getting your $10 million.
I gotcha.
Right? If you say, I want to, number 1, get $10 million.
Yeah.
It's a very ambiguous goal.
Yeah. Interesting. No, I like it. I like it. I think that there's definitely something of value in knowing that you have made some accomplishments too, right?
And these are clearly celebrity hacks at work, because look at Warren Buffett and look at Tony Robbins.
Yeah, and look at Snooki.
And look at Margot Robbie's lips.
Yeah, she's got fantastic lips.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I learned a lot.
Wonderful. Well, those were the things that we have come up with for celebrity lifestyle hacks.
Here is a segment of products we love. Someday this will come true. Dream sponsors.
And now we've come to a part of our podcast that we like to call Dream Sponsors. Dream Sponsors. And the reason why we call it Dream Sponsors is because the folks that we are going to be talking about, or the products or services or organizations, aren't really our sponsors, but they are products or services that we actually love, and we want to give a shout out to these sponsors. So, Wanru, who was your first dream sponsor?
Well, my dream sponsor would definitely never sponsor us because they're actually a not-for-profit organization.
Oh, so they can't spend the money
Yeah,
on...
they can't really sponsor us. But I love them so much. I want to give them an endorsement anyways.
Okay.
And maybe we could be ambassadors
Okay.
for them. And it is your local library.
Ooh.
I love the library.
Tell us more.
I love it. I love it. I recommend a website called worldcat.org, WORLDCAT.org, worldcat.org. It is not another species of animal. It is not about cats. It's a catalog for all books, CDs, like the one I checked out, you know, from my local library. And it's a resource. It's a free resource, and it lists all the libraries, all the books.
You mean resource? Worldcat.org.
Some people say resource. Some people say resource. Depends.
Resource.
Depends on how much Neanderthal blood you have. But I would say resource. It's a great resource.
Okay.
For finding books of all kinds. And I don't mind spending the money to support an author, but I feel like it can be wasteful sometimes to have a lot of books, and I'm trying not to accumulate so many things. And I've actually donated many books to your library, so that's something to keep in mind. If you have a good quality book and you're done reading it, please try donating it to your library because they usually do need popular books. And yeah,
Do you have to pay WorldCat?
no, it's free. So
It's free?
It's a free online database to show you all the libraries in your area that will carry the book that you're looking for. So highly recommend it. I remember they have everything.
You don't need a library card?
Not to look on WorldCat, but then you will need a library card from that library that you want to get the book from. Does that make sense?
So WorldCat is just a place for, it's like a search engine just to find the book that you want.
Exactly.
I
Yes.
see.
Thank you for clarifying.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. And then you will get a library card, which is free. Then you can check out DVDs, CDs, books. Oh, they have everything. They're an amazing resource. So my dream sponsor, my ambassador, dream ambassador brand is your local library.
I love that. I love the library, and they're so important in this day and age. I know that there's a lot of libraries out there that have electronic books that you can check out, but there's still also tried and true where it's the old-fashioned books that you actually have to open and put back in the return bin and all of that.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, what's on your bookshelf these days other than Sapiens? Or Sapiens?
So I am reading Tools of Titans. That is again by Tim Ferriss.
Yes. I'd like to read that. Let me know when you're done.
It's great. It's got little snippets of advice from successful people.
Okay.
I've also checked out The 4-Hour Chef. Sorry, Tim. Sorry.
The 4-Hour Chef?
I cannot give you a recommendation for that. I don't recommend it at all.
Is it the 4-Hour Work Week or is that what you're talking about?
Tim Ferriss is the author of The 4-Hour Work Week, so he's got a whole series now called The 4-Hour Body. Don't recommend.
Okay.
4-Hour Chef. Really don't recommend. And Tools of Titans, which has been interesting so far. So I recommend that one. But see, the thing about the library is you can just haul them, like literally grab a bunch of books, haul them home, and you can just flip through them. If they don't interest you, just return it.
Yeah.
Right? You're not committed to reading the book or feeling guilty that you spent money on it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well,
So
I love that.
That's my dream sponsor. What about you?
Wonderful. Wonderful. Mine is not as dignified as the library. But not as classy. Not as classy as the library.
I would say you can also do a haul there too, though, right?
Yeah. Well, mine is inspired by a visit from my mom, who has retired in the Philippines, and she comes to America a couple of times a year. And it is without fail, every single time she does come to America, we absolutely go to a number of places, and one of them is TJ Maxx.
Oh, yes.
Your local neighborhood TJ Maxx. And for those of you who do not know TJ Maxx, it's basically like a discount store.
Yeah.
where you find the things that you would find at your
Department store, like a
stores, right?
Macy's. Yeah.
Right. And it's reduced drastically.
Yes.
Reduced drastically. Now there are some things that I would not recommend
Yes. You
getting
have to
at TJ Maxx.
sort carefully. Yeah.
Yes. And then I would recommend other things. So one of the things that I would say that I particularly think is a bargain, and you should not pay wholesale for this, is their kitchen equipment and
Really?
kitchen pots and pans, especially with the holidays coming up. You can do a lot of baking. Maybe you might be cooking the turkey, making a roast.
So what
cookies.
kind of kitchenware do they have?
Oh man, they have high end brands. Like they have All Clad.
Yeah.
All Clad. You go to Williams Sonoma, $300 and up for a small little pan. Like who's gonna pay $300? You know how much it is at TJ Maxx?
How much?
It's like $50. Slightly dented. Who cares? So that's the only thing, is that they might be slightly irregular when you get them.
Might be missing a lid.
And you know, another product that I really love that I found at TJ Maxx, Wanru,
What's that?
a product called La Crusette. Do you know La Crusette?
Is it a pot?
Yeah, they do pots and ramekins, and it's made in northern France. Yeah, it's made in northern France, and it's enamelware type of pots where you can cook stews and soups, and you can also make baked goods and souffles and all kinds of good stuff. And normally, if you were to go to Williams Sonoma or Bloomingdale's or Saks or somewhere like that, you would easily pay $300 and up for a small pot.
Zut alors!
Que horror!
What does that mean?
That was French. And now, and you know, usually around this time of year, you start seeing more La Crusette items at TJ Maxx in what you would normally pay $300 and up. I found this Dutch oven kind of pot that you could put maybe some soup. You know, it's like a soup pot type of thing size.
Yeah, for stews and things like that.
Yeah, it's like a medium size. So not the big old ones, but it's like a medium sized pot that you would find at Williams Sonoma for $300. Guess how much I paid? Guess how much I paid?
idea.
$80.
What?
And it came in red, which is the color I
The
wanted.
classic color.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted a red
And then
one.
you should go up to the cashier and just say, "Can you believe the bargain I am getting with the Le Creuset?
I cannot believe that this is so low.
I am going to go home and make caco vin with this pot with the Le Creuset."
Que horror! So
They'll love it. Do it.
they'll love it.
Just go to TJ Maxx.
Yeah,
They'll
TJ
love
Maxx
it.
will love it if you do this.
Yeah.
So I bought this pot for $80. Now I know that sounds like a lot, but when you compare it to the price the retail price that you would get at another store, you're never going to get that for that.
But it is very good quality. It will last you your whole life.
This is something that you can give to your grandchildren, and it
That's
will
right.
still be wonderful. They like to anyway.
And then when they ask grandmother, "Where did you get this pot?" you can say,
TJ Maxx in Glendale. Pretty good. Good story, right? Good story. So, and I also you can also get these random things. You can get really great shoes. You can get designer wear. There's a section at TJ Maxx that's like their designer corner. It's in like this lavender purple section.
I've seen it. Yeah, they
And-
have like real,
like legit runway
Right.
stuff.
right, at discounted prices.
Yes. So Stella McCartney, Gucci, Prada, even I've seen, Longchamp. And these are dresses, blazers, blouses, shoes.
Tory Burch.
Yes. I've seen sunglasses. I've seen like handkerchiefs, scarves, any number of different things. And when you see it, and if you're double like thinking to yourself, oh, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I'll come back next week and get it. Don't wait too long.
Be gone, girl.
It will be gone. It will be gone. So my dream sponsor is
TJ Maxx.
TJ Maxx, and there's so many different locations throughout the country.
Yeah.
It's not just one place.
My Russian coworker lives for TJ Maxx.
Oh, really?
Every single week she's coming in with something.
Something new?
It's something new. This is her philosophy. She's always giving me some. It's the same thing every week. She's
Yeah.
like, everything in the America's garbage. Garbage. Okay, everything's garbage. You have to wade through the garbage. You have to look through. But if you look carefully, you can find treasure at TJ Maxx. Look at this medallion. Look at this. Look at this necklace.
And I am Wanru.
Okay, you can be me. Okay.
I'll be you, Wanru.
Solid gold.
Solid gold?
Look at this metal chain with this large medallion. Medallion the size of a dinner plate. How much do you think this necklace is?
Oh my gosh, it's so great. It's so great. I don't know. Let me think. Okay, it's so great. It's so great. You look so good with that. By the way, did you get your hair done?
You're so overly complimentary. Wanru, it's kind of
My
annoying.
name is Wanru.
You're too nice. It's kind of annoying.
You're so lovely.
But talk to me about my medallion. How much is this?
Yeah. I don't know a lot about medallions. To be honest,
Guess,
I
just
don't.
guess how much is a solid
I don't
gold
think I could
medallion size of
possibly.
a dinner plate?
I can't possibly guess. But if I
Give me a number, I will smash you on the head right now.
I bet you wouldn't. I bet you do a great job. I think that the medallion is probably worth what, like $700, $800? I don't know.
$80, TJ Maxx.
What?
$80.
$80?
That's right. It's unbelievable.
Wow, you're so good at this. You're so good at finding bargains.
I am the best.
You are the best. What do you guys? What are you in the department going to do later? You want to have lunch? Scene. Now that was definitely an accurate depiction of
Very accurate
Wanru.
of my workplace. Very accurate.
And how did I do as you? Did you feel like you saw yourself in the mirror?
It
was like seeing yourself in the mirror.
Into a mirror. How about looking at me? Did you see like an old Russian lady?
I did. I was transported to your workplace.
And
Absolutely.
you know what? And we both want to be transported to
TJ Maxx.
That's your dream sponsor.
Yes, TJ Maxx, and yours was the library. Which I'm laughing not because I think it's dumb. I'm not. I'm laughing because of the dichotomy between how lovely yours was.
I heard the scorn in her voice when she said library.
No, versus TJ Maxx. I mean, TJ Maxx is great. It's fantastic. Many countless hours of enjoyment and satisfaction.
Yeah.
But I'm a little bit ashamed to say I've not been in a library in a number of years.
There are treasures to be found
I'm
in both,
ashamed.
and that's why
There are
our
dream sponsors.
So that brings us to the end of our podcast, Celebrity Lifestyle Hacks That Actually Work. I feel like I learned a lot. What
I
do you
did
think?
too. Yeah, we had a very, very dense episode here.
Yeah.
Almost a lot. It's like I'm trying to think of, I know we normally end with what we're going to take away from the episode. And I would say the thing that I'm going to take away is the Warren Buffett top 25 things and then narrow it down to your top 5. I think that's something you can use right away.
I agree.
And it's doable. It doesn't seem so hard.
Right. And it really helps to get clarity in your life too. Like, what are the top 25 things that I care about?
Yeah. I think that's a good one.
Yeah. And really to pare it down.
What about you? What is the thing you're going to take away?
My takeaway is that anything that's good enough for your butt is good enough for your face. And actually, if you think about it, your butt is like this little, maybe not so little, but it's like a tender.
Says you.
It's a tender, protected, never exposed to the sun. I mean, that's why they call it a baby's butt, because that's the most delicate of all delicate areas, right? And your face is actually exposed to a lot of, I mean, it's like the first thing out there, right? Sun, wind, rain. So,
no wind, no rain. Anyway.
No winter storm. Right, winter storms on your face.
Can't stop the rain.
Your butt.
Your hold.
Your hold.
I wanted this to be PG-13. I hope Diana Ross does not mind that I slightly adjusted the lyrics. So butt.
So your butt is delicate, and if there's a product that can work on there and
durable. Your butt's also very durable and delicate.
I don't know.
That's a good adjective for me, I would say.
Delicate,
but durable.
Right. So if it's good enough for your butt, you know what? Your face should be able to tolerate it too, right?
Yeah. If it's good enough for your butt, it's good enough for your face. There it is.
Ganru trademark.
There it is.
So if you learned anything at all, please share this podcast or YouTube with a friend.
Yes. And if you haven't done so already, we'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe to us on every which way podcast provider there is out there. Apple Podcast, Google, Stitcher, Overcast, Spotify, to name a few. And if you would be so kind as to consider writing us a review, we'd so love that. We love reviews.
Yeah, so appreciate if you would do that for us. And from the last Neanderthal and the living Homo sapiens, we will say,
until next time, I'm Golda.
I'm Wanru.
This has been the Ganru Show. We'll see ya. Bye.